Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I wanted to have a quick little discussion that I'd planned to have and wanted to talk about Season 11 and the upcoming content for The Division 2, and I wanted to cover all this before some of the current issues that we've been having with the game. In case you didn't see my video yesterday and you're wondering like what is happening with my game right now in The Division 2, I will pin the video I did of it up in the top corner right now, and that pretty much gives you all of the information you need to know. We're still waiting on some more official updates on what the status is with those things, so I figured in the meantime, why not do this discussion that I had wanted to have anyway, and it should be a pretty good time, so let's get to it. And that is, I want to talk about secrets and Season 11. So obviously with the Season 11 update after the one-phase PTS that we had that is pretty abnormal from the Division 2's usual procedure when it comes to that stuff, a lot of people have been demanding a lot of answers and additional information about what is coming in this upcoming update. Two of the main points that I've seen this, being a thing with is the Ninja Bike backpack. We know it's coming. We know it's going to have the same talent as it did in the Division 1, but people are endlessly asking, can we get the full breakdown of what the attributes on it are going to be, and can we also find out what the drop source is going to be? We know it's not going to be tied to the Season 11 Manhunt, but other than that, could it be in the season reward track? I think it will be, but it could be somewhere else too. We just don't know right now. Additionally, there's been lots of questions on if the castle is going to have any involvement in Season 11. There's just a lot about the update that we don't know compared to some previous updates with the Division 2 and how that kind of marketing strategy and the PTS cycle has been handled. And so as I said, and this was mainly before the issues this week arose, but there have just been non-stop demands on Twitter for the devs to share more information on these different topics regarding Season 11 and TU17. And the point that I wanted to bring up and discuss is, do we really need it? Do we really need that info? I've been of the opinion, and I've, thought this for a while, but I figured this stuff was a pretty good opportunity to bring it up, that secrets can be fun and they can be very valuable. And let me share a few examples before you all get on me for that. Back when Warlords of New York came out, maybe some of you were around for that launch, maybe not, there was a lot of information shared about the expansion beforehand. We learned about all the new systems that were coming with it, the SHD watch, we learned about the campaign, we learned about the new skills, we learned pretty much everything we thought there was to learn heading into that launch, right? Well, you can imagine my surprise when, I think it was the day after it came out, I'd beaten the campaign, my friends and I were back in DC, and for whatever reason, we were running the Viewpoint History Museum mission, and to my surprise, at the end of it, we kill the final boss, and an exotic drops. I'm like, oh, sweet. I go over and look at it, and it's this tardigrade exotic chess piece, and I was blown away. We came to find out later that a few people had already posted about it on Reddit, but the point was that they hadn't talked about this exotic at all. They hadn't confirmed its existence. They hadn't said that there were any more exotics coming beyond the ones that they had already talked about. And so it was just such a cool feeling to get something that was kept a secret like that. And it's not something, that example is not something to the degree where the secret was in any way detrimental to the game or the player experience. It was just a fun little secret that they kept, that there were some additional exotics coming with the expansion that they hadn't talked about. And that was fun. Another one in more recent memory was that with the TU15 PTS, when we were all waiting that, 12, 13, 14 months for new content for the game, finally they came out and said the PTS is going to drop this Friday. We had no idea what it was coming with. We knew there was a new game mode, but we didn't have any details. The only information that we learned before that PTS went live was that the mode was titled Countdown. We didn't know anything else. We didn't have an idea of the 15-minute sessions, of what the objectives were going to be like. Absolutely nothing. And so I vividly remember that morning I sign onto the PTS and I queue into this Countdown mode that's available at the base. I have no idea what I'm walking into. And that was just such a fun experience to get something like that where we didn't have any prior information. Now, obviously, that ultimately was on the PTS, and we all learned about it then before the launch of the update. But my overall point here is it can be fun to head into an update without all of the information. Obviously, it's good to know the majority of it, and the devs should elaborate on what is, necessary to elaborate on. In instance, with Season 11, the PvP updates, they should absolutely talk about their intentions and plans with them and what they mean for the game, all this different stuff. But I feel like when it comes to especially like the Ninja Bike, do we need to know exactly what it has before the update goes live? And listen, as a content creator, it hurts me more if I know less about an update heading into it. I can plan less for the kind of stuff that I want to make once the update goes live. But I just feel like that element of surprise, that element of secrecy when it comes to some of these less important things for an update, it can just create such a fun experience when you actually get to sign in and go check this stuff out for yourself that can't really be replicated by anywhere else or by any other methods. So I'll be curious to know people's stances on this. I'm sure there are many people who are like, I want to know every single detail about an update before it goes live, and that's fair. I can't knock you there. And certainly I'm not saying there are not merits to doing a PTS, and I still think the majority of an update's content should be tested on a PTS, but, you know, like I said, especially for the Ninja Bike, for something that we had in Division 1, the devs know the way it works. I feel like it wasn't necessary for it to be on the PTS. Obviously, there will be some testing to be done once the update goes live, but I think Season 11 is an interesting case where they did keep things a bit more secretive. It's been interesting to see the community reaction, and we'll have to see how they continue things into Year 5. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. Let me know your thoughts on this general discussion regarding secrets and Season 11, everybody. What is your stance on the general lack of information regarding this coming update, and specifically the Ninja Bike? Are you in the camp where you want to know everything about it before it launches, or are you kind of okay with finding out the day of and just logging in and seeing what's available for you to try out? As I said, there are certainly merits to both sides of that argument, so I'm certainly not trying to paint anyone into a certain camp, but it will be a very interesting discussion nonetheless, and that's what I love to do around here, so leave those comments below. Hopefully we get more information on the current issues with the game soon. If there's anything major to cover, I will certainly do a video breaking down all of that for you all to know. But for now, that's going to do it for me today, everybody. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.